Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to The Mob. It is Live with The Mob with Daniel, Kregg, and Joey.
All right, we're back this week. We're live. We have Kregg, Joey, and Daniel. Kind of waiting for Joey's picture feed to show up. There he is. He showed up down there bottom center. So how's everybody doing this week?
Doing awesome.
Pretty good. Joey, how's the weather in Texas?
Man, it is a little overcast and cloudy right now, but it's not too bad, man. It's about 79 degrees. So
perfect. Yeah, we had
awesome.
we had rain and some cold air coming in, but it's supposed to get nice again next week. But so Dan, what I need you to do is you're basically gonna stop all what you're doing tonight.
Oh no.
And because tonight is gonna be on you.
Oh no.
So there's no messing with unless you got a picture that correlates to what we're talking about. You're going to sit back and relax because we're going to talk a little bit about Daniel Check, get to know you on a different level, maybe a slight roast here or there. And we're going to, because you've been so good at everything that we're doing. And so it's your turn.
Oh, and boy.
Exactly.
That's where we're going to. So that's where we're going to start. And so, Dan, I'm going to first, I'll start it off first. And we're going to rapid fire questions. And I want rapid fire. I know you like to think and talk things out, think things out a little bit, but we're going to have rapid fire questions just for you tonight. And that's the way it's going to be for a few. Obviously, some questions will get a little more long-winded. And, but this is what we're going to do. And so, it's your turn. So sit there, shut up, and answer some questions.
Oh, boy. Everybody get prepared. This may be interesting. Who knows? We'll see what happens here.
Exactly. So Dan, let's start off hometown right now.
Hometown, Fremont, Nebraska.
Where did you grow up?
Fremont, Nebraska.
Okay. And so being in Fremont, and how many people are in the town of Fremont?
Roughly 24 to 25,000 people.
Okay, that's a good sized town. That's almost I'd call it a nice city.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, towns were about 4,000 people, so that's a good sized city for me.
Yeah.
High school.
It's definitely got more than 2 streets on it. So
yeah, we got more than 2 streets. May only have 1 horse in the town, but we got 2 streets.
Well, hey,
so
go ahead.
So Dan, high school name?
High school, Fremont Senior High.
Okay. Mascot name?
It was the Fremont Tigers.
Toads? Did you say Toad?
No, Fremont Tigers.
Oh, okay. All right. My bad.
I thought it was he had to be a tadpole before he became a toad.
I know.
Oh,
I
Toad.
thought everybody started as a toad there.
Toad. Well, okay. My nickname with mom and dad was Toad.
Okay.
So.
All right. Now, is there? I know I got to move one way or the other here. I'm just gonna tilt my computer. How's that?
Yeah. Move about 8 inches. Oh, move over. Yeah. Keep moving it. No.
Wrong
You need
way?
to move. You need to move to your left. Nope. All right, go to your right then.
All right, I don't know what I'm doing, but I got you. You'll get this figured out.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see here.
Look there.
All right.
See how you're out of. So keep
there.
going.
How's that?
Keep going a little bit more.
This side?
Yeah, there you go. Now you're more centered up.
All right, good to go. All right, so tell us about how'd you get the name Toad?
Toad, because I was a kid, I hopped around. I was a kid that hopped, and when I was little, that's what I did. I hopped around. So mom and dad, nicknamed me Toad.
Okay.
So
now, when you were a kid, even though it was before the times a little bit, did you have like a Backstreet Boys haircut, like bleached out or anything? It was blonde.
No, I mean, there was one point when I don't remember if I was when my wife and I were dating or when we had gotten married. We did do some blonde highlights in my hair, but other than that, no.
Okay. What, Dan, any other nicknames you'd like to share with us?
Those are the only nicknames I can really think of that may have possibly, come up. I can't think of any other nicknames that from when I was younger.
Okay. What
Hey,
Dan,
look at your video, Dan.
Look at
Looks
my
like it's
video.
pointing. Yeah, you're not on screen.
on the phone.
Yeah.
There you
got
go.
it. I had it turned around.
Oh.
My bad.
So skipping ahead a little bit, first job,
actually pushing a broom for Dad here at the body shop.
okay. When you were a kid, what was your dream job? What did you want to do when you grew up?
In all honesty, actually probably, be a professional drag racer. So, that was something that I really wanted to do. And, I mean, I drag race. I'm nowhere near professional, but, I, and I don't think I really.
When did that start? When did you realize that that's what you wanted to do?
I think that was probably when, when I first got to go to the drag races with Mom and Dad. Of course, I was always into cars and all that kind of stuff. So there's a shop up the street that's G&G Automotive, Gordon Breithaupt, and I would, Dad on Saturdays I'd come up and I'd hang out with my dad on Saturday mornings because back in the 80s and 90s, a lot of places worked on Saturday morning and then closed up at noon. So, and then of course, with the advent of 40-hour work weeks and labor laws and everything, we had to quit doing that. But anyways, so Gordon Breithaupt's shop is up the street. And I remember one time he had the bench grinder going. And now imagine I would probably say like 5, 6, maybe 7-year-old kid, and a Hot Wheels that's a monster truck. So it's got, tires that are about this big on it. And we go up there, and Gordon had just got done grinding something when we got up there, and we're back by that area. And Dad and Gordon are kind of around the corner a little bit, and I'm right there by the bench grinder, and I'm looking, and I'm thinking, I wonder what would happen if I stuck the wheels up against the bench grinder, and it had a wire wheel on one side and a stone on the other. So I stick the wheels of the monster truck up there, and it starts spinning them up. The only problem is I didn't realize that it would probably catch and grab. So it caught and it grabbed and it sucked the monster truck tires around and spun the thing up through the guard. And because it didn't have the outside cover of the guard, it just had the main circle of the guard on there. And it sucked the monster truck up and around, and it bent the axles. And to this day, that monster truck still has bent axles on it. It's somewhere over at Mom and Dad's in my Hot Wheels collection, but I don't know where it's at now.
So what was the first car that you were around, and whose car was it that just had a lumpy idle or something that you were drawn to and attracted to?
There again at that point in time, that was, well, depending on how you want to look at it, because Dad had his race car, and this was I was just born, so I really don't remember Dad's race car. That was the first thing that I was ever around, to be honest, but I don't remember it. But the first car that I can honestly say that I remember being around would be Gordon Breithaupt's 66 DZ 302 Camaro. And that thing, back then, that was, pretty fast. Camaro, for what it was, it was a stock Eliminator car, so that was mid-11-second car. And that thing was lumpy, and I can remember, there again, the 5, 6, 7-year-old age where I was up at the track, and I can remember being the kid that, in the morning when the racing hadn't started and qualifying hadn't started or whatever, I'm the one running back and forth from the stands to the trailer. And Gordon's daughters, they're a little bit older than me. They had been around this stuff, so they had a pretty good idea of what's going on and everything. And they they they're getting annoyed by me, like, when's this going to start? What's going on? Where's it going to happen? So I'm, that's kind of where I got the grow up and the start of it.
What was the car that you did the first burnout in?
The car that I did my first burnout in, and I don't have a picture of it here. The car that I first did it, well, actually, no, it wasn't even my first car. First car that I did a burnout in was actually my dad's 78 Malibu wagon. It was a 305 Woody wood grain, and actually that was Mom's car before. What did I just hear? Was that you, Kregg?
Wasn't me. I'm actually starting to laugh because Jed Gage wants to know if you're overcompensating something with that large mic.
No, not actually. This is a new mic. I'm actually got a new mic just to provide a better sound quality for you guys. And the unfortunate part about it is you kind of got to have it right directly in front of you to get the good sound quality. Yeah. But it's down in the lower half of the screen, so.
Jason Lawson caught something. He said, did you say it was a 66 Camaro?
No, I think I said it was a 69 DZ302.
I think you said 66, but it's an honest mistake considering they didn't make the Camaro till 67.
True. But it stuck to the tape, so we can go back and check it out later once we load it up to YouTube.
So we're going to jump around because we're going to keep this fast. So I just want you to look at this picture and give me 10 words or less of what it means to you. See if you can see that.
That's me and my wife, and that is our, if I remember right, 2012, that was our 5-year anniversary. We went to California for our 5-year anniversary. That was just shortly after my son was born, so we got married in 6/9/07, and that was our 5-year anniversary. That was out in the San Clemente Pier. We had gone out there. My uncle Dwayne was actually taking the picture right there, and that was I think that was actually in June. There. Oh.
Explain this one to us, Dan, so I don't have to post it up on the page later.
I think, and I'm having.
That's Mr. High Pockets, isn't it?
Look at the knees on that kid.
I don't remember exactly what that was, and if you want the people in the mob to see it, you're gonna have to slide it over a little bit. Oh, yep, there we go. I don't remember what that was.
Bit, Kregg, so you can see those knobby knees. There we go.
I think that was something. I think I'd pulled my shorts up. There was something we were comparing. My wife and I were.
What are you comparing, Dan?
Because I wear jeans. I wear shorts in the summertime here at the shop, and I think something to do with we were comparing my son and myself, and because I had my pants hiked up like that because I was hot, and
was it a camel
so she took
contest?
A picture.
I don't know. That was a Fremont plum smuggler competition, 2012.
I honestly don't remember what exactly was the reasoning behind that picture. That picture was like I says, I don't know if we were comparing my kid's knees to the hair on my legs compared to my son's hair on my son's legs or whatever. But I know I was hot and I pulled my shorts up.
Did you work at a swimming pool and you just liked all the young kids? They grab my leg hair and make it go under the water so they can stand up. Is that what you're saying?
No, nothing like that. Nothing like that.
All right. So I'll stick to a couple now. Dan, obviously I did a little research and talked to a couple people to get some stuff on you.
All right.
After getting to know you for the last couple of years, I honestly know how important your family is to you. Through and through, family's number one for you.
Yeah.
I chatted with your wife a little bit through Messenger. And she basically, poured her heart out and basically said, "You're the man, and you will do anything, and you're selfless, and you give so much." So, and that's the best part. So, I mean, because when you give to charity like we are right now, I mean, these are things you just can't lie about.
Hey, I'll own up to that shirt. I had there was somewhere around Halloween one year, and that was so that was when there's a guy on Facebook, the Bat Dad on Facebook.
Yep.
And I think his wife was did this stuff, help Helen smash, smash her husband.
Yep.
Anyways, that's when he was doing the Bat Dad thing and everything. So I forget where we come up. I think the face mask part was actually something from one of my kids from like a Happy Meal or something. And the shirt, my wife got me the shirt, and she didn't, I don't know if she thought that, I was or wasn't going to really wear it. But when I did wear it, I wore the cape out in public, and there was sometimes she was embarrassed to be seen with me because, I'm like, hey, I'm wearing it. I'm going to be Batman,
So, Well, now we're going to segue into racing a little bit and some other stuff. So I want to make sure, I do this right, because Joey's going to take over some car questions. So when you're drag racing, you got the suit on. Does it get as hot in your car as it does some other people's when you're out on days?
Hot in the car, yeah, it will get hot in the car.
So is it something like when you just got to cool down, you just cool down, and it is what it is for the crowd?
Oh boy, do I not? I forget. Oh, I forget what it was. I think we went to a. I don't remember if it was whether it was a swimming pool or what it was. Are you trying to show that I have no chest hair or what? And anyways, she wanted to.
Gilligan called and wants his hat back.
Well, actually, that was her hat. No, I know where that was. That was down in this summer. That's down in Worlds of Fun this summer, and
Yep.
she.
Hey, did you ever have a mullet?
No, I didn't have a mullet. My son was trying to grow one, but she wanted me to put the hat on. She was just giving me a hard time. She wanted me to put the hat on and see what I look like with the hat on. So,
well, we have pictures of that.
Yes. That was so. The story on that, my son, he wanted a mullet. So he was, or he wanted a mullet, but he couldn't really grow anything. And that was
it looks
back
like something
when
off of Meet Joe Dirt.
Yeah. He wanted to, have the mullet or whatever. So he ordered an Amazon or eBay mullet. And that's when, Cletus McFarland was starting to do the, grow a mullet and stuff. So he ordered that mullet, and, my wife wanted a picture of me wearing the mullet or wanted me to wear it. So I put it on and she took a picture. And so, yeah. So yep.
So let's talk about cars a little bit. So what made you, go with a standard over a automatic? What got you into that?
Well, stick shift, it's always been, Dad's always had a stick shift car in it. We've always as I look at the comments down here, we've always, as far as race cars, it's always been a stick shift. And my car, my first car, it was a stick shift. Mom and Dad, they found a 68 four-door Bel Air in the Omaha World Herald newspaper. That's how you found cars back in the day before you had internet and, Facebook Marketplace and all that other stuff. So they found it. It was a 68 four-door Bel Air. It was a stick shift. And I wanted a stick shift to begin with. I always wanted a stick. So then that.
Can I get an audio recording of that? Thanks. Go ahead.
Yeah, he likes shifting sticks, but he is a sedan guy, so
I always wanted a stick.
So let me jump ahead because we're getting off on here.
Yeah.
Small block or big block?
Small block. I've always in small block. Turn the RPM.
Naturally aspirated or power adder?
Well, I've always been naturally aspirated, and as you know, Joey, you and I have kind of talked a little bit about possibly me putting a turbo or something in my car, and that's whether it's a turbo or a blower. The biggest thing I got to look at is oh yeah, now that's a good picture. That's me and my dad right there, and I forget exactly where we were. I don't know if we were at I-29 or where we were at. Or maybe we were at Ono. I think we were at Ono at that race. And I think that was just a Friday night deal where we were getting the new engine, getting bugs worked out of the new engine. So
okay. So you kind of want that. So let's so when you first started racing, what was the horsepower and what cubic inch was the motor? And then what you're racing at with now at the fastest you've gone?
Now, do you want to talk what my 68 had, or do you want to talk what my 55 started out as?
Let's start with the 55.
Okay, so the 55 started out with a now I don't have the big teeth and everything to put in, but and the mental handicap speech, but it was a TRW flat top rebuild with camel hump heads and comp 292H cam. And it had a wind accelerator intake. And that engine, you got to remember that when I first started, I threw on a set of Nitto drag radials. And Joey, as you know from drag radials, Nittos, basically, they're still a 200 tread wear. You got to do or maybe it's 100 tread wear. I don't remember. You basically got to do a burnout competition to get the things heated up enough to get them to hook. So when the car would launch, it'd squall the tires all the way down, third gear. It would still scratch going into third gear, and it'd scratch going into fourth. And it was doing the 8th mile in like 830s, 840s. And the car progressed from there to I bought a set of Mickey Thompson ET Streets, and then I got a better clutch in the car to go race with, and then it progressed to I stuck some AFR heads on it with the wind accelerator intake still, and still had a quadrijet at that point in time, mind you. And it was going like 770s, and what really woke the car up is I built a set of headers for it, and I bought a Demon 850 from somebody, which everybody's like, oh, 850 is too big for a 355. Well, the biggest thing people got to remember is, yeah, it's a big carburetor, but the engine's only going to use as much air as it can use. So, I mean, if you put a big carburetor on it, it's just a matter of changing how you meter the fuel and what it wants.
Was that a 3/4 or full race or 3/4 cam?
Comp 292H. So I don't know if you really want to call it. I'd say, it's a 3/4 race cam maybe.
Did you flip the air cleaner upside down?
No, actually, I have a K&N open element, and the K&N, it's a Billet Specialty lid on it to kind of go with the Billet Specialty wheels. But anyways, then like I says, it transformed. Now it's a Super Victor intake. It's got a 2-inch spacer, the AFR 195 heads, and when you talk about the size of the head or whatever, the reason I went with the AFR 195 is for velocity versus volume. Velocity, you get air speed, and so you're filling the cylinders faster versus and the best way I can describe it is like a garden hose with a sprayer on it versus a garden hose without a sprayer.
But you had a bigger motor in it at some point, right?
Right.
I mean, you got out of 355, and then I thought you talked and you said you went to quite a bit bigger motor.
Yeah. So we went to build a 355, another 355 that was going to be 13-1. And it was, it was a thumping little sucker. It made some power, and car had gone 668 at, like $1.05, somewhere around there, but it kept spinning number 6. And so then I ended up acquiring a 406 from somebody around the area, Chuck Collins, Collins Motorsports, and It's a big 406. It's 14-1. It's like 218 intake valves with the exhaust is like 260, or the exhausts are like 165, and the intakes are like 218. So that's substantially larger from what factory is. So in that 406, we haven't gotten to prove it out and everything. It should go somewhere, low sixes, but so that picture there, that's when we still had the what I call my street engine, the 355 in it, and that's out of no prep, and that's friends and family, at the track, and we that was after a no prep that we had gone to, and I wanted a picture of everybody that was there that was helping out that night. So
classic. Go ahead, Joel.
No, I was gonna say, a lot of people have seen your car and seen the wheel stands and really impressive, and it just looks good. Do they know it's a leaf spring car, or what's kind of the rear setup on it?
Well, it's a ladder bar car, ladder bar with coilovers, and the ladder bars are the 36-inch S&W double adjustable ladder bar, and really it's nothing special. I mean, it's ladder bars and coilovers, and you got adjustable shocks. You can adjust the the compression and rebound. You might want to back that up a little bit from the screen, Kregg, because people can't see. Now swing it over. Yep. Yeah, you still can't see my car in there, but that's okay. That picture is me and Dad at a stick shift race that I organized. And it wasn't heads up, but it was a bracketed stick shift race, and we had like a $500 to win. And it was pretty fun, and Dad and I got to run. And on that pass there, we'll come back to the ladder bars here in just a minute, Joey. That race there, so we had done the burnouts, we'd staged, and I think Dad forgot his car in second gear, and my car, I was in first. I launch, and there's a pin that holds my clutch linkage together, the fork and the rod from the bell crank. And that pin, the cotter key or not the cotter key, the I don't know what you want to call it, hairpin clip, had actually broken, and my T-pin had popped up and out. So I launch and I go to pull second gear, and I can't pull second gear because it's, I need the clutch a little bit to help release it enough to pull the gear. And Dad goes to launch. He launches in second gear, so he's sitting way back from me, and I'm in first gear. I'm like, oh no, crap, the car's not going. What's going on? And I couldn't shift. Well, Dad motors on down and actually wins, and that was actually first round at that race. So, but anyways, well,
I mean, that's fine. I mean, we can go a little bit faster with some of the stuff, because I mean, everybody just may want to know if it's ladder bar.
We want to just get information out, Dan. We don't need
technical stuff.
Different ways to talk about it, because you see, we're going to slow it down a little bit Nebraska style, just so you understand.
No. We ain't slow. We ain't slow. We ain't Minnesota nice here in Nebraska. We ain't slow. No.
Trust me, you don't want it Minnesota nice. So, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
IQ 72. See if I can. Is this tough for me to do?
I don't know. You got to.
Is this the same IQ? Same.
No, my IQ is better than that.
That's a pretty good picture, though.
Oh yeah. I think that was our second trip to Disney out to California. We'd taken the kids, and we went and ate at Bubba Gump. So we sat down. My wife wanted me to sit down with Forrest Gump and get a picture with him.
Run, Daniel, run.
Oh yeah, that was a family picture, and actually, she didn't even really want to do that, but I thought, man, this would be perfect. Like, I'm running away. She's got the shovel. She's trying to, I did something wrong, or she's trying to beat me over the head. So like, I'm trying to act like I'm trying to run, and she's got the shovel. And you can tell, even though she was like, nah, I don't, and I'm the one that's always coming up with the ideas for the pictures, when we're doing family pictures. And, and she's, at first she was kind of like, no. And then she gets, I tell her, like, just grab the shovel and just act like you're going to hit me over the head. And, so like I'm running and so we got a pretty cool picture out of it.
First year racing, Daniel, how many times did you jump the line?
Actually none, to my recollection.
So
bad memory?
No. I mean, the car.
Are you a 400s or a Pro Tree, or are you a 400s tree? What do you like?
Honestly, I kind of like the instant green more than anything.
Okay, fair enough.
Now, Daniel, with your car, we know that you just put your street motor back in it. Some of us know that. Do you plan to put the race motor back in it?
Well, my plan for this coming year is I've got to I need to buy a drum of fuel, belts, tires, some shocks, do some stuff that needs to be done to the car to get it to its potential, better tuning capabilities. There's a lot left on the table in the suspension. But anyways, I intend to, for next year, I intend to have the race engine in it and be able to go race some. And, cause I know my youngest has really been bugging me, when are we gonna go race, again? And so, I mean, my intent next year is to be able to go race, and also, I still need to work on the wife's Mustang. That's a project that's still in the works, and there's a lot of work left to be done on it, but it'll be one of the coolest stock wheel tub Mustangs around.
Very cool.
So I'll ask one more. Yeah, I'll ask one more racing question, and then we'll do some other stuff. So like when you're staging, or even in the staging lanes, or going through the water box, what's your most comfortable, and then what's your most uncomfortable? Like me, I get nervous peas when I'm about ready to race. So, what is But then I get we'll hear about you, and I'll talk about me another time. So what makes it fun?
David Bacon, that's in the air yet. So for me, sitting in the staging lanes, there's, I don't know if you want to call it the nervous pea. It's the nervous cop in the rear view feeling. And it's only, I mean, there's nothing to be nervous about, nothing to be worried about. I mean, it's all going to be fine. I end up, I get that kind of like a butterfly or whatever feeling in your gut. And when I get up to the water box, even when I fire the car, most of that goes away. And in all honesty, for the most part, I mean, I'm fairly calm, but there's still that moment of, like, hey, this is, I'm going to be going and making a pass, and there's always in the back of your head, what if something breaks? What if something isn't right? So there's always those little things in the back of your head, but for the most part, it's all right.
When you're talking like these little things in the back of your head when you're doing something, it's kind of like, God, should I be doing this? Shouldn't I be doing this? Like, has there ever been a time in your life where you're doing something maybe not so right, and the cop had to take the girl home for you?
Yeah, that was when I was younger. And I don't know if Dad told you about that, or
it doesn't matter. I find stuff out, Daniel. I mean, so tell us this story, because from what I heard, you were getting in a little bit of trouble with the 68 Bel Air, hot rodding around town. But I'd like to know more about this instance where the cop was following you and ended up taking your date home.
Yeah, well, actually, Dad ended up taking my date home. Okay. And this was, I forget exactly when that was. I know I was somewhere around 16 years old. I was up on 23rd Street, and even then, I don't know as it was really a date. It was just a gal that happened to be hanging out with me, within the group that I hung out within. And I was hot rodding out on 23rd Street, and I stood on it, and I didn't see the officer. For the most part, I think the officer was hiding out in my trunk. And in all honesty, I think he just popped up out of my trunk. As they always seem to do. Like, you look around, you don't see anybody, you don't see nothing, and ended up, the officer, I think he followed me home, and then Dad, and that's one of the officers that, as much as I think he had my number, and he was a jerk, and I didn't care for him much. Actually, I think he was one of the best officers, at that point in time, because at that point they had just improvised, right before I got my license, they improvised what they called the provisional operator's permit. And that was basically you only had 6 points until you were 18. And he could have taken my license away, but he took me home to my parents, and the month or two of not having my car and not being able to drive, I think it was more detrimental than actually losing my license by the state. So
always fun.
Yeah.
So let's skip to that, to something good that you now do. And obviously a lot of people on here know that I barbecue, and I'm just, and no matter how many years you do it, it's like being a doctor. You're always practicing barbecue because there's always new recipes, new methods, and time to, and you've helped me out and by giving me a rub that I use probably 3 out of 4 times, enjoy it a lot. And you and I have shared a lot of recipes and chit chat about it.
Oh yeah.
And so my question is, I'm going to show a picture here because I know what you do. Tell the guys on basically how you donate time to barbecue to help other people. See if I can show this up right here.
So that right there, I will, come Christmas time, I make, whether it's for Fremont PD or the Dodge County Sheriff or the fire station, I try to do all 3. I make barbecue for them at Christmas time. So whether it's a smoked pork shoulder or a brisket, or that year right there, that's actually this most recent year, that was my meatloaf, smoked meatloaf. And everybody just, said it was, phenomenal. And in all honesty, it's a fairly simple recipe. It uses some of my rub and, your basic stuff, that you throw in a meatloaf. And it's something that I do. I've been doing it for, quite a few years. And the first couple of years, it was kind of like, okay, well, I got to time it so that way I can get it dropped off and we can make it somewhere for, whether it was to the in-laws or my parents or whatever for Christmas. So it was kind of, for the first couple of years, it was kind of like it was a hassle. It was almost an inconvenience. But then once, started seeing what the effect that it had on the, the officers and the people that, it was provided for, then it was kind of like, okay, yeah, this is a good thing. We're making, making their day, and the other thing you got to remember is police officers, and firefighters, they get a lot of sweets and candies, and a lot of people don't think about, well, wait a minute, what, can I do a main course or a main meal? And so if you do a main meal, man, are they just floored when you walk in and they're like, wow, this is so good. And you get, a few people that are on the force, and they're like, man, that, the bark on your this, is so good, or the flavor of this was really good. And, so it's,
now, do you do this as a preventative measure, if just in case they recognize you?
No, to be honest, a lot of the officers that are on the force now are younger guys that I am not really interacted with. Whether they've pulled me over in the past or I've been friends with them. No, it's not as a preventative nature. It's kind of a thank you, because, we're sitting at home enjoying Christmas, and they're out there working. I mean, granted, they're getting paid to work, but they're out there working. They're spending time away from their family. And the thing we got to remember is that, they're doing a service and duty that a lot of us either A, don't want to, or B, can't, so they're, they're awesome people, and to be able to go out and do that kind of stuff for them, I just really enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
That's good. Let me ask something, kind of winding it down a little bit. What has the mob done for you?
The mob is friendships. Kregg, at first, I got into the mob, and I don't remember if it was you told me that I needed to come join the mob, or if it was somebody else told me and I came over and I joined. And the thing of it is, you get lost in a lot of other pages. There's some good friends that I've picked up in the page. There's activities and stuff that I've been a part of. It's the mob to me is family and friends. At first, Kregg, I can remember that I was trying to get on your friends list, and I was like, come on, dude, just take my friend request. And you wouldn't take my friend request. You're like, nah, I don't, I'm kind of, I don't want to have, a ton of people.
Here's the thing with me. This is the way it used to be, because I thought if everybody from the mob was on my friends list, why would we have the mob? Right.
Right.
And that's kind of right. It's a wrong way thing. And then there's also the separation of church and state, because on here is strictly cars, a little bit of girl pictures, share some recipes, little things like that. But in our personal life, a lot of us can go sideways talking about other things such as politics or other social issues. And I sometimes don't think and I don't want to know some people like that. I want just car people. But unfortunately, and I don't go hitting the friend button. So when somebody does friend me now off the page, I usually hit the friend button back, because I'm staying out of Facebook jail. So I'm not putting anything that I don't need people to see anyway. So it is what it is. But
I know for me, I met Daniel, and you were doing videos, and obviously you're a painter, and so I knew at some point, I was going to be painting my car at some point. So just gather knowledge, because I'm definitely not a painter. But one thing, and I don't know if you remember, is you had Christian music in the background, and then so I hit you up about that, because I'm a faith-based person, and then that's kind of, to me, that's how we kind of started talking. Plus, you race, and so it's just another little
hang on just a second here, guys. Hang on, give me just a second. Vacation with Kregg and telling him
certainly.
So tell her we said hi.
Yep. Tell her we said hello.
Quick, delete the porn.
He's probably got hardtop pictures all over his page and hidden somewhere.
No. She didn't know if I was going live tonight or not, and I think she was looking to watch in, and usually I don't do it. I mean, I don't do it live on my personal page, so
right, yeah.
I just do it in the mob. So, anyways, yeah.
Well, that's good. So, I remember when he came on, Dan, and right away, I like the car because, first of all, I'll give you my impressions of the car, because I think we've touched on this before, but I like the fact that, honestly, from the pictures, if it's just sitting on the street, if you didn't notice the wheels on it, it honestly looks like a Survivor car that Grandpa just pulled out of the shed to go to the gas station with and get some groceries. And it's when you start to look at all the little details of what you've done to personalize, make your own, obviously, making your own headers, putting the wheels and tires. And then I've really enjoyed the videos because I'm not a racer. I know that. I never will be. But it certainly is fun to watch you lift the front end of that thing up. And hopefully, just like me getting to watch Joey this summer, even though it wasn't Joey's fastest run ever, and I'll be there for that one too. But the fact of getting to watch and know you people, and all of a sudden, it's pretty damn fun.
Now
I like that.
I've just put a picture up of when the car was, when I'm building the car. There's to tell you some of the detail type stuff that I did. And you can see in the picture, you can see my steering gearbox is painted the light green of the roof. And then the steering linkage underneath is I've actually color coordinated that the light and dark green. So there's some light green on the steering linkage, there's dark green, and then the underside of the car is actually painted body color. I had lain underneath the car for the better part of 2 weeks, sandblasting the bottom side of the car, getting it all cleaned up and ready for paint. And what I did is I laid plastic around the body, and then I sandblasted underneath to get it all stripped and cleaned up.
Very cool. You've done a good job, Dan. Like I said, it's been fun. I remember one of your first videos. I think you laid the phone down and you were painting and sanding and there wasn't much talk. And I remember Jim had called me. He says, "Do you see Dan's video going on right now?" Because it was like 35 minutes of you sanding and painting something. It was one of your first ones.
I think I was painting in the paint booth. I don't remember exactly.
And because it went for like 35 or 40 minutes. It was funny because I remember Jim calling me going, "Do you see Daniel's doing like a 30-minute live video?" So hey. I remember I had to tune in. So that's good. So, and I appreciate it. And I know I've said this to other people, and I know I've said it to you. I appreciated what you're doing with this stuff. And like I said, it's more fun to get to me right now. I think it's more fun to get to know the guys on the mod page. I'm looking forward to Mike Paisano coming on next week.
Yeah, that one I'm looking forward to. That car seems to have quite a bit of history, actually.
I love the big tire look of it and seeing it. So I know that what we're going to do right now, we're coming on about 48 minutes. We're 8 minutes past what I told Joey we're going to. But I said this to Joey last week, and I know we touched a little bit on everything. It was your turn, and we just wanted to surprise you, make today about you because we appreciate what you do. So for everybody in the mob, that's Joey Truelove, a.k.a. Famous Gold Digger. Notify him for T-shirts if you want them. They're awesome. Try 5 Mob gear. And Daniel sells nothing. So enjoy your night and everybody.
Wow. Oh, wow. We're done already?
I will say this as I'm going to show people because we're going to have some giveaways. So Daniel, right now you had a trivia question. Is it a Chevy related question?
It is a Try 5 related question.
Okay, so everybody who's on, listen up. Here's a Try 5 related question because if you win, I don't know if I'm on the wrong screen here. Hang on. This is what I got. I got a new set of pens. These are single color ones. I got some other full color logos, but you get this question. The first and only person to get this question, I'm going to send out 3 pens.
All right.
3 pens to that person. And you got to message Daniel.
Oh, you got to message me.
Don't post it. Message Daniel the answer to his question. Listen up.
Okay. All right. So in the movie Zodiac, what year was the long top that lost a right rear wheel?
Gotta repeat that question.
What in the movie Zodiac? What year was the long top that lost a right rear wheel? Now, if you've seen the movie Zodiac, then you should be able to know this one pretty easy. If you haven't seen the movie Zodiac, I suggest that you do watch it. It's on Netflix right now. No advertisement from Netflix at all. But I will say, and maybe if they can even tell us the color of it, maybe they can get a sticker too. I don't know.
Okay. So do your research, message Dan, don't post it up here. And happy birthday to Jed Gage today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Happy,
he's got the badass 57, fully loaded. Definitely not run of the mill. Beautiful car, inside and out. And That's all I know. We're gonna have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a good sport, Dan. And that's what we know.
Oh, are we done already? Are we done already
we're done
tonight? Wow.
Yep, I'm in charge tonight. Hang it up.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining and watching. I appreciate everybody for being here. And that's going to do it for this week. We'll talk to you later, and we will see you next week.
Later, guys.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to Try 5 Talk.
Wow.
With your hosts Daniel Check, Craig Westfenning, Joey Truelove, and a special thank you for our background designer, Chad Reynolds, and a special thank you as well for our production analyst, Joe Miller. Thank you for watching, and we will catch you next time.